morning and welcome to Wholesome Roots. I have been on kidding watch. Went down here about just before midnight to check. Nothing yet. Ryan came down about 6:30, nothing yet. So now I'm checking again. Still no signs of definite labor, but really close. It's really smoky out here and it doesn't smell like good smoke. Like, it doesn't smell like somebody burning leaves. It smells like somebody burning garbage, and I really detest that. Please, if you're gonna burn your garbage, don't do it. Bring it to the landfill. Be smart. Putting this into the atmosphere is not a good choice. Nothing. Nothing. No babies? Oh, you look like you're breathing a little different. Maybe I'm just imagining it because I want to. What do you think, kitty? I'll come in and check your ligaments. I don't know if I'll check your ligaments. I might just wait for you to drop them babies. You've been too crazy when I try to check you. Hello, sister. I'm surprised she just hopped up here. She doesn't like me messing with her. And not only was I checking her ligaments, but I was making sure that she had her selenium and vitamin E paste, gel, whatever. This is very important for pregnant animals. Pregnant livestock should have this administered to them throughout pregnancy. It is a supplement for selenium and E, obviously. And what it does is it helps prevent contracted tendons. I've been seeing a lot of people have calves and baby goats and baby lambs with contracted tendons because most areas in our country have a selenium deficiency. So if there's no selenium in the soil, the plants that they're eating are deficient in selenium as well, and it's creating these birth defect, I guess, technically, but it usually resolves itself if you're able to give them selenium and E. What a lot of people use is something that's called BOSE, capital B-O, capital S-E, but it's only available through a vet. And as you guys know, we don't have any vet options in our area. So it's a shot that you can give them about a month before they kid. But if you don't have that available, the selenium and E is a great second option. So that's what we use. We give it to them about once a month. And the tube is in a pre-dosed increments. So it's really easy to use and really easy to give. So you just change this up that far, and that shows the level as 5 milliliters. And then when you push down on the plunger, it stops right at that turny thing. So you put this into the corner of their mouth, preferably behind their teeth. You can see I just gave some to Willow and she bit down on it because I didn't have it in there quite right. And you just push the plunger in and that perfect 5 milliliter dose goes out into their mouth and they swallow it. It's sweet. They don't like it when you hold their head in a headlock and shove something in their mouth and squirt something in there. So they do fight a little bit, but it's not too bad. Most of my goats are used to me doing that to them for one reason or another. Sometimes I administer their probiotics that way. Sometimes it's their herbs, if the ones that don't want to eat their herbs when they're supposed to. So another thing that I use when they're not wanting to take something. I used to use the plastic disposable syringes, and they were very difficult because they would bite them and they would break. This has been a lifesaver. The metal tip. This is really dirty from sitting out. I need to wash it. This barn gets everything dirty. So everything in my barn is covered in this thick layer of dust. Barn dirt. Yuck. Alright guys. We have a problem. Is it a serious problem? Maybe not to many. It feels like a serious problem to me because I don't know how I'm going to resolve it. I'm sure I'll find a way, but this is our problem. You may be wondering how on earth eggs a problem. But then they multiply and they spill over the edges. Yes, they are dirty. We had a lot of rain and they laid them all over the ground. Duck eggs always on the ground. This is just from the last day, y'all. It is insane how many eggs we're getting now. I can't keep up. And all of my egg customers have left. They've all gotten chickens. I encouraged them to have their own flocks, and now they do. And now we have a problem. So we have put out a request on Facebook to our personal friends, requesting anybody who knows anybody in need that needs eggs to let us know, because we will give them eggs. We're giving away eggs. I've posted that they're for free now for anybody that wants eggs, even though we should be charging $5 a dozen or more. Most of the other people charge $7 to $8 a dozen for the non-GMO eggs around here at the farmers markets. Well, nobody's taking them. We do have one order in with a chef friend. Luckily, Ryan texted him and reached out to him, and he's gonna get some. So we're gonna get these washed up for him. But they're still coming in that fast. There's that many almost every day. So I need to start counting and seeing how many we get a day and figure out what our weekly total is and figure out what we need to do about that. But for the time being, I've already got some in our fridge washed from a week ago, and some that are even 2 weeks old. I know 2 weeks old is not old in egg world. The eggs that you buy at the store are 6 months old, just to give you a picture. But to me, it seems like 2 weeks old is old. So we have a problem. So we are gonna start pickling some. We're going to try a bunch of different recipes and hopefully make some videos for you guys on that. I don't know how much time I have between now and when I go on vacation, but if I can get some cooking videos filmed and edited and ready to publish, those might come up while we're out of town so that you guys will have something to watch every day, even though we won't be able to put up anything while we're gone. I don't know what the Wi-Fi situation is there. If we could go live one night maybe and just give you a tour of my sister's cabin that we're going to be staying at, that might be fun. And then we don't have any editing that we can bring with us. My editing program's on our desktop. It's our laptops that we have are all broken and old, and they wouldn't handle the software very well, and they don't have storage room for that much film. So we just have to make do with what we have, and when we get home from vacation, hopefully I'll have some film for you guys to see what we got to do on our vacation. It is a work vacation or a visit vacation. We are going to see my family. We're gonna have a work day at my mom's house. I'm really excited about getting over there. I'm hoping that she's feeling well enough that we can do a tour of her homestead and her awesome permaculture gardens. Now, it is Massachusetts, so a lot of it is dormant still, but I'm sure she'll have plenty to show us. So I'm hoping to do that, and yeah, I'm hoping to figure out this egg situation, this egg problem. It's not a bad problem to have, I guess. What, now you want to come to me, Parsley? Parsley got mad at me because I said, you gotta go on the milk stand, get locked into the stanchion and get your hooves trimmed. Something I like to do before I send goats off to a new home is make sure that their hooves are well trimmed before they go. And just make sure that they're in top condition. Checked over her body score. She's beautifully in shape. This girl right here does have a problem. Remember Willow's limp? Look, it's back. And I figured it out. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's a little swollen there on her hip. The pain isn't coming from her foot or her ankle, it's coming from her hip. And it just so happens that it's a perfect round bruise the size of a goat's head. I wonder who could have done that. Huh? Huh, little cheeky cheek? Are you enjoying yourself? Huh? Do I taste good? Time, why are you eating me? Silly girls. So yes, I believe one of the new girls must have been battling it out with Willow just a little bit more than necessary and rammed her poor little hip. Honey, get up. You don't sit on your knees anymore. She used to do that a lot when she was younger. Her and Fancy Girl both had that habit of sitting on their knees, being lazy. I suppose she probably wants to be lazy because her leg hurts. Don't eat my tripod, Hearts. It's not yummy. It's not yummy. Girls, you knocked over the hay. You realize that it works better if you leave it straight up. You guys can all reach it from all sides. Yes, Dominique, I love you. She's rubbing on me. The two pregnant girls are so close. You see Kitty's udder is just about to burst. Sister's udder's still looking just slightly full. I can't wait. Can't wait. I'm really curious to see what they give me. Daisy, you're doing so well with the rest of the herd now. Just make sure that you're nice to everybody. Fern's looking pretty funny. Her winter coat is coming out in clumps of fluffy fur underneath. She looks funny. I bet she grows in a real pretty coat after that though. Some goats will shed gradually and others will shed fluffy layers. Well, I don't know. Kitty, you are very tight looking. I'm gonna be looking out my window all day today, aren't I? Her ligaments feel about the same softness as yesterday, so not too overly concerned. She got to come out with the rest of the herd. I didn't feel like she needed to be kept in, so we'll see. What do you want? What do you want, Rosemary? Sweet girl. Ryan was able to get the lettuce covered on both sides last night, so that's good. I think we might be done with the cold, but I'm not 100% sure. So we're gonna leave it on for a little bit today till we're positive. This right here, I know they don't look so great, but they were just transplanted from an ancient homestead that Ryan went and helped at for his boss. And they said that this, and they called it garlic, but it's really leeks, as you can see, was growing on the homestead hundreds of years, and they called it wild because they never do anything to take care of it. It just grows on its own. So we were pretty fortunate to get a couple of pieces to hopefully propagate some of our own, because it expands and grows on its own too. So if it's as hardy as that, it's something that we are interested in developing further in the future. You can see here the horseradish leaves are coming up. Looks like we're gonna have some horseradish for sure. And still no sign of a single stalk of asparagus. I'm gonna go check my other asparagus bed where the plants are older and from a different batch and see if there's anything coming up there, because this is very curious. I mean, yeah, I know that microclimates exist and that everybody's gonna have them, but this is a little different. This is pretty extreme. All right, this is our weed-filled asparagus bed. Part of the reason why I gave up on it. But asparagus has a tendency that even if you give up on it, it still thrives and grows on its own. And this has been. You can see these are the old asparagus fronds. These are old asparagus fronds. There's several throughout this bed that grew just fine last year on their own. And there is no new asparagus coming up. No matter what, anywhere on my property. Even these older plants that were doing fine for years by themselves with the weeds. The weeds cannot kill asparagus. I am sure of that. That is not even an issue. There's fields of asparagus growing wild in places. So I have no clue what's going on with these asparagus. I'm just gonna have to pray that it's a microclimate and that they're eventually gonna come up. But I need to get my eggs sorted and washed and candled and refrigerated. Yes, I know, washed and refrigerated seems silly for farm fresh eggs to some, and for my own personal use, I just keep them on the counter. But in order to sell them in the state of Georgia with my egg candling license, I'm required to wash them and refrigerate them. But if you let me know, I'll put some aside for you. Thank you guys for watching. You know the drill. We'll see you next time on Wholesome Roots.